Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your guide, John Neal Jr., also known as your professor. How are you doing today? I hope you all are doing pretty good. But I got to talk to you all about a pretty important topic, and it's called chasing the dragon. Now, some of you have probably heard a lot of dragon stories, and some positive and some negatives, and some cool and some not so cool. But I have a dragon story for you all. Well, here's the story, okay? So there's this dragon, and when you see a dragon, when it's a little dragon, it looks so beautiful, right? And you're chasing this little dragon around, and you're having a great time with this dragon, and everything is just going perfectly right between you and the dragon. You actually raise the dragon, right? And the dragon ends up being a cool dragon when it gets older. But we know what dragon turns into, right? If we know the stories of a dragon, right? Well, here's the thing. You're running after the dragon when the dragon gets a certain age. And you truly love it, and you've raised it, and you've done everything you could in your power to make this dragon act more like a human being. But at the end of the day, the dragon is still a dragon. So you're chasing the dragon. All of a sudden, you grab the dragon's tail. The dragon starts to drag you, but not very far. You pull your strength, the dragon kind of flinches a little bit, right? And then you pull on it again, and it laughs and smiles. It kind of looks back at you and smirks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the dragon is smart, and the dragons become very creative. So then the dragon decides to run around the corner, and the dragon runs around the corner. You still got the dragon by the tail, right? But you're pulling the dragon, and the dragon nudges, and you say, wow, I'm pretty strong. I can pull this dragon. But when the dragon hits that corner on you, it then turns around and blows its smokes at you, and then burns you. What did you expect was going to happen? Did you expect eventually this dragon was going to turn into a human being? Did you think that this dragon was going to start acting more like you because you raised it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this story about chasing the dragon does not symbolize just a dragon. It's just something that I used as an analogy. See, no matter what you raise as an animal, it's going to become an animal. You know, a dragon's not an animal. It's a fictitious character. However, it still symbolizes some of the things in life that we try to change. Some of the challenges that we deal with in terms of life in itself. How about trying to raise a wild animal? You ever hear of the case of a person raising like a lion or a tiger, and they feed this animal for years, and all of a sudden this animal turns on them? This has happened time after time and time again. You cannot tame a wild animal to be like a domestic animal. It just doesn't work. So my thing is, why are you trying to change something in life that you can't change? Why are you chasing the dragon? Confusing, right? Well, let me clarify it for you. What is your dragon, right? In your life, think about it. What is your dragon, right? Is it a relationship? Because some of us are in relationships, right? And we met this person, maybe a guy, maybe a gal, really beautiful, really handsome guy, really beautiful gal. And you date this person. This person may be an extremely good-looking person, and you're all excited. You text your family members, so-and-so is very good-looking. I'm in love. Well, how do you fall in love when you've never even had a conversation with a person? How do you fall in love when you just met this person? How do you fall in love when you haven't seen this person, their highs and lows, their trials and tribulations? How do you stay in love when this person doesn't even treat you right? Well, you think you got this person and everything's going fine. You're going out to eat. You're going through the honeymoon stage. You're having a great time. You're going dancing. You're doing whatever you want to do. You're going to the coast, going to all these events. But you two have never sat down and talk about what your values are within the relationship. Where is love going to take us? And you kind of jumped the gun because you were trapped or you were fixated on that person's looks. Well, that's chasing the dragon. You're chasing something that is not good for you. Now, this person may be good for someone else, but you'll never know if you never ask the right questions. What are your values as a person? Are you religious? What did your parents like to do? Were your parents divorced, or did they stay married? Things like that. You have to ask those questions because you got to see where a person's values align within the framework of the relationship. Otherwise, you are just chasing the dragon. What about drugs and alcohol? Do you overindulge in things? Does your addiction take over your life? Are you spending money on things that you can't even afford? Well, if you are, you're chasing the dragon. See, when you're chasing that feeling to try to make you feel better from within, and you're not working on you, but you're letting outside influences influence you, then that's chasing the dragon. I'm not trying to put you down, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is not my goal. But my goal is to enlighten you in terms of how life really works. And some of you got to figure it out. And a lot of you don't have it figured out. So what I'm saying is that be responsible. Okay? You got to focus on what's important to you. Build that thing from within. Work on yourself. Don't chase things that aren't real. Don't go after just the hot guy because he's hot. Don't go after the hot girl because she's hot. They may be good looking, but they may be toxic for you. Don't go after those things like drugs and overindulging in alcoholic beverages. If you don't want to do those sort of things and they're taking over your life as a result of it, then stop or get help. Because you owe it to yourself to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. And what I don't want you to do is chase the dragon, because the dragon will burn you at the end, and I don't want you to get slayed. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your guy, John Neal Jr., also known as your professor. Thank you for tuning in, and please come back for our next session.